Namaste. Welcome to Subhu's Launch Talk. Hope all are doing fine. The couple of days we celebrated Mahashivratri, and in this episode, let us see what qualities we can draw from Lord Shiva. If you are a seeker, you will learn from any source, whether it is a folklore or mythology. But every story, every character, every individual in the stories give some idea about how one can look at improving oneself or drawing some qualities that can help you. Now, what are those qualities that one can learn from Lord Shiva? We will say Lord Shiva, what is there that Lord Shiva can teach us? Shiva is an ascetic. Ascetic means one who has no fancy towards worldly life. वो अपने धुन में रहते हैं, उनको कोई मतलब नहीं है संसार एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. ही meditates and absorbs in himself in the cold icy Himalayas. That is one aspect of Lord Shiva, which means he is a perfection of stillness. Stillness means ability to calm yourself down to such an extent that you get a lots of inner strength. The inner the meditation or the ability to calm yourself and allow yourself to be free from the external happenings is what bestows an inner strength, and the inner strength gives power. When you get inner strength, you are a different person, you become powerful. Now you will tell me Lord Shiva is an ascetic, he has no interest in the world, he has no interest in anybody's welfare, he is self-absorbed. तो उनका मतलब क्या है? What is it that he is being worshipped for? He is a self-centered person, and he lives as if he doesn't care for the world. But the story has a twist. The twist is, whenever Srushti needed him, whenever Srushti means Jag, the humanity needed him, he has become Neelkant. Neelkant means one who drank the poison and held it in his throat. When the Asuras and Devas, they churned the ocean for the nectar, so initially there were a lot of poisonous substances which came, and no one was ready to touch it. And then Lord Shiva, he drank this poison and held it in his neck, and his neck became blue, and he is called Neelkant. So Lord Shiva came there. Lord Shiva also, for the welfare of the humanity became Umapati. Umapati means husband of Uma. Uma means Parvati. And both of his children, Lord Ganesha and Kartikeya, are powerful gods whom we remember always. So, Lord Shiva, who was an ascetic, who had no interest in the world, who was self centered, who didn't bother about what's going on here and there, at a point of time came and helped to get the nectar for by holding the poison in his neck. Two, he became Umapati, and he was also came as a Nataraja. One, in the cosmic dance, he showed that this is an ever changing phenomenon, and that cosmic dance, that Nataraja, is kept in one of the top scientific institutions, I think NASA, to depict how the entire cosmos is an ever changing phenomenon. Now you will ask me, how did he do all these things? And what is it that we can learn from it? See, one of the main reasons we talk of such, uh, you call it personalities or you call it God, is they have reached a level of perfection. So when they reach a level of perfection, they become an ideal. Ideal means somebody whom you can learn from. And why do you require to follow someone perfect? Because if you at least aim to get some of his qualities, you will at least get a trickle. It's like when in many companies, in many educational institutions or top MBAs, they tell so many of them have become CEOs. So many students of our college have become CEOs. So many students have become this, that. Why? Not all have become CEOs. There could be some IIT Babas also in that. But when you talk about an institution, you talk of CEOs, because even if they are just 2% or 3% of the entire student community in that institutions or alumni, they are like an ideal. They inspire the students to look at such individuals, that if you can put in your effort, no one can stop you from becoming a CEO. So that is why we talk of perfect masters, and try to keep them as our ideal. If you want to become a good cricketer, who will be your ideal? Suppose a good batsman, no prizes for guessing. It has to be Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, because they have reached a stage where batsmanship, they have taken it to a different level, a level of perfection which others can aspire, and their batsmanship can inspire. So that's why we talk of such people. And here is where we are going to try to know about Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva was an ascetic, but when needed, his power, he could do unimaginary stuff like holding the poison in his neck, becoming a householder like Umapati, and he also performed the most yogic dance called Nataraja, which means Shiva was a combination of stillness as well as movement. He is a combination of stillness as well as movement. So, what does this mean? In fact, Shiva is an example of perfect stillness. If you want to know what is perfect stillness, it is Lord Shiva in Kailasa mountains. Perfect stillness. He could sit in the icy mountains with an inner peace in spite of such cold weather around him. Nothing affected him. He could get into that, he could sink himself into a stillness. And when you talk about movement, no one can come near the Tandav of Shiva. If Shiva goes for Tandav, it's said the entire universe trembles. So, Shiva is perfect still example of perfect stillness, at the same time perfection of perfect movement. Now, why do I have to know about all these things? Perfect stillness, perfect movement. क्या जरूरत है? वो थे, he is whatever he is. But what is it that I can learn from this combination? So here comes the crux of Lord Shiva. If you if you look deeply, Shiva got his power from deep meditation. So what happens in case you are able to develop that stillness and meditate constant, and what happens during this meditation, you develop high level of focus, develop high level of focus, develop a high level of concentration. So if you are most of the time in our life we live a distracted life. Something comes up here, we go there. यहाँ से कुछ जोर से somebody goes in a two-wheeler, immediately our head will go there. Then some dogs bark, our head will go here. Some pani puri wala comes around, you start looking at him. We live a very distracted life. Everything distracts us. And when you are distracted, you neither have focus, you never have concentration. Now, why do you require focus and concentration? When you have focus and concentration, you develop immense power within yourself. You develop inner strength. You develop power within yourself. It bestows power. The inner strength bestows power. You are able to concentrate on a particular aspect like a laser beam. You don't get easily distracted. Either distract, whatever happens, your focus is sharp, to the point, laser beam. So the advantages of stillness is focus, concentration, and you become a person who has got an inner strength which develops into a power. As they say, if you look at the dam, the water is still on the other side. When the dam is closed, the water is still on the other side. क्या है कुछ नहीं है उसमें खाली पानी भरा हुआ है. It looks like water is still. And the dam on the other side, the dam is closed, water is still on the other side. But the moment one requires water and the dam sluices are open, gates are open, the same still water has got immense power to create electricity, which means stillness, the power was inside that still water. The stillness brings in power within you. It is a so how do you develop power? You are born in this world, but you're born in this world like a zero, distracted, anda, zero. You are zero in but now after coming to life, you want to become something powerful. How do you become powerful? Lord Shiva teaches you the only way one can develop power within yourself. A power is also equal to the inner strength. You have inner strength. Otherwise, you are like a leaf blown in the air. What? Leaf रहता है पत्ता 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 रहता है blown. Wherever the wind blows, जहाँ हवा का रुख है हम वही के हैं. But when you develop stillness, you become you develop power like water in the dam, and when needed, with you can you come out with all the force you had and generate electricity, and for whatever purpose you want that power to be used. So when you're born, your the humanity is zero. And what is Lord Shiva? Let's say Lord Shiva is the perfect master. He is a perfect master. So he is one. So let's give him a numeral called one. Now when you are zero, how do I become powerful? When you are zero, keep the one beside you. One. Then one comes beside you, or one you try to learn from one, you become 10 times more powerful. Again, I will tell you, if you are a zero and you want to be generate some competency, generate some worth, you want to become something worthy, keep that one beside you. You become 10 times more powerful. This is the lesson of Lord Shiva, who tells us that in your life you must combine stillness and movement. Once you become still, once you become once you once you find your source within yourself. That's why many times they say don't look outside for a source. The reservoir of strength is within you. Find that source. How do you find that source? You have to go into deep, spend some time alone, close your eyes, spend some time alone. And the more and more you do it, you will find an inner strength. And when you get that inner strength, you are able to do any job with focus and concentration. So isn't it that in modern world you find many people or a lot of them paying money and going for meditation? पैसा देके महीने में 5,000 देते हैं. And what did they tell them to do? Sit down, keep quiet, don't think anything, just be absorbed in yourself. Allow the thoughts to come and go, but don't get identify with it. Don't identify with it. Pani puri wala will come and go, don't identify with it. Dogs will bark, don't identify with it. The two-wheeler will go at bhagayega wo, don't identify with it. You absorb, be absorbed in yourself. Close your eyes. This is what Lord Shiva did in Kailas. यही तो करते थे, चुपचाप रहते थे. ये दुनिया से हमारा कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. Let me now think about myself. Let me be. But he didn't do it without purpose. उन्होंने उसमें से उनको पूरा पूरा इतना शक्ति मिला. He got so much of power, like water stored in a dam, कि when needed, जब चाहिए तब उसका परफेक्ट यूटिलाइजेशन किया है. So the moral of the story is, let us learn from Shiva that whatever you do, for you to develop power of focus and concentration, call it meditation, call it self-centered, call it whatever, but be absorbed in yourself. Contemplation, अपने आप पे आंख बंद करके अपना एक जगह बना के रहो. And the more you do that, the more the inner strength develops. How does the inner strength develop? The inner strength develops because the distractions get reduced. Otherwise, your mind is too distracted. For everything, you're too distracted. And the moment you are able to do this, bring stillness in you, a calmness in you, the distraction level goes down. As you get as the distraction goes down, the focus and concentration increases. So right now, you have a loss of concentration, you have loss of focus, you feel like a leaf blown in the air, you don't have any direction, you have what is called status anxiety. You know what is status anxiety? Lord Shiva never had status anxiety. You know what is status anxiety? Status anxiety is, अरे यार मैं ऐसे ही हूँ, वो देखो कितना आगे गया, ये देखो कितना आगे गया, ये कितना बनाया पैसा, अरे मैंने कुछ नहीं बनाया, उसका अच्छा टाइम था, मेरा टाइम नहीं है, भगवान उसको सब दिया, मेरे को कुछ नहीं दिया. You have got status anxiety. I am not able to do this. He is there, that person is doing very well, that guy became a CEO, I am not able to do that. Status anxiety. Apna status. Oh, I'm suffering. Nobody is taking care of me. I am like, I am alone. I have got no support. My life is terrible. But all others, they have got better status. They're doing very well in life. Only I am not able to do it. This is called status anxiety. And if you don't learn anything, whatever I have said from Lord Shiva, about stillness or movement. At least let us learn that, like Lord Shiva, we should not have status anxiety. Lord Shiva didn't have status anxiety. He didn't look at Tirupati Venkatramana and said, "Hey, people are putting so much gold on him. People are pouring so much gold in the undi for Venkatramana. And when they come to me, they are only bringing some leaf, 2-3 leaf, and giving it to me." उनको status anxiety नहीं है. My brother is enjoying above 7 hills, and here I am in icy cold winds, in between icy cold winds in Kailash. कोई मेरे को पूछता भी नहीं है. He didn't have all those things. So with that, I come to the end of this video with a tip that Lord Shiva teaches us how to develop inner strength and also be active in your worldly life, whatever is needed, where you can bring this inner strength into focus and concentration, and reduce the distraction. And at the end of it, don't have any status anxiety. With that, I come to the end of this video. Hope you like this video. If you like, share, subscribe, give your comments, and don't forget to press the bell icon for more such videos. Till we meet again, goodbye and take care.